I have a confession to make. Out of all the publications, The Verge is the one that I have the most disdain for. It is the one publication that when I say its name, I feel disgust. And I'm saddened that it hasn't been replaced by AI yet. Now you would wonder, why do I have these feelings? Why do I have this resentment for The Verge? Well, I remember when I started my YouTube channel and I was looking at the news, what in particular was the most disgusting and vile piece of journalism that I ever seen? It was about a scientist which managed to do the impossible. He managed to land a shuttle on a moving comet. Now, the mathematics of doing this are astonishing, and this is why he was the first human to do it, and it was why it was spectacular. And at the day where he was supposed to be celebrating, at the moment of his highest achievement, you have a journalist from The Verge being upset about the shirt he was wearing. Like, she decided that, no, the human right of freedom of expression is not for you, and this shirt is ostracizing. And in their intellectual mind, you know, these journalists who go at universities and they're smarter than us, she believed that because he is wearing a shirt that has lewd women on it, it prevents other women from going into STEM. So again, like, in her mind, in her infinite wisdom, she believed that women are like vampires. You know, they would love to go into STEM. Many women would love to put shuttles on comets, but they see the shirt and they go like, right? They have done a harassment campaign, and they encouraged this harassment campaign on Twitter against this guy to the point where he was brought to tears, and he had to apologize and cry, again, at the day where he should have been the most happiest. And it turns out that the shirt was gifted to him by his wife, or was a friend of his wife. Like, it was still a woman that gifted him the shirt, right? So I guess when it comes to harassment, The Verge are the experts. Like if you want someone harassed, hire The Verge to do it, because they're proficient at it. They know exactly how it's being done. So to see The Verge now talk about harassment and stuff and have like this exaggerated thumbnail with, I guess, like the mouth of a woman screaming and all these men are playing video games, right? Like probably the woman is screaming that she's not getting attention while the men are playing video games. Very disgusting and disturbing. Like, out of all the publications that should talk about harassment, The Verge probably should be the last one when it comes from a moral standpoint. But if it was like how to harass, I would definitely read The Verge. They're professionals at it. So what you need to understand about this, and first of all, like, look, they have no comments. They published the articles hours ago. No one is viewing this. No one is looking at it. Like they're complaining that Gamergate is smaller and sadder. I would say that while it is small, it is definitely larger than their reader base. Now you gotta understand what is going on, right? Like, you have these grifters, right? These consultancy companies, and their tactics haven't changed since 2014. It's literally the same shtick. They will pressure behind closed doors. They would pressure companies. It's like, hey, hire us to do your sensitivity reading, because if you don't hire us, then you may upset people on Twitter and you may get harassed, right? So we will prevent you from getting harassed. Like, we will do the consultancy to make sure that no one gets upset over your depictions and your characters and whatnot, right? So they're basically bullying people into getting hired. And we have video evidence of this. Now, they don't want the public to know. They don't like the spotlight to be shined upon them. And when the spotlight is shined upon them, they do the thing that they always do. They play the victim. That is their comfort zone. That is where they want to be. That is what makes them happy, right? When they victimize themselves, like, oh, I'm getting harassed. Oh, help me. Taskete, taskete. You know, like, that is their medium. That is their neighborhood. That is where they grew up in, right? Like someone help, someone help. They want the people to come and help. But what they're finding out now is that no one gives a shit anymore. Right? Like, no one is coming to help. No one is buying it. No one thinks that they're getting harassed. And even this article can't actually point to any evidence of harassment. And they have to coin, that they have to bring into the mind of the public a new concept, and that is that a company can be harassed. Like, I've never heard it up until now. The idea that you can harass a corporation. a for-profit, probably million-dollar corporation can now be harassed. And what they're actually trying to say is that they're getting customer feedback, right? So really, what started all of this and what The Verge refuses to say, they will say, oh, gamers are against woke nonsense. No. Like, I will tell you what's happening, right? Like for the last years, gamers have noticed that there are some activists on the internet that are walking around spinning their big fat cocks, right? So they're walking around with their cocks spinning like a helicopter, and whenever they see that someone looks towards them the wrong way, they smack you in the face with that cock, right? And gamers are like, but why do we have to put up with this? Are they our betters? Are they the nobility? Like, why are they behaving like this? Why can't they be normal? I mean, why can't they be like the rest of us? Where do they get all of this power from? Why do they act more arrogant than nobles? So this question was something that was boiling for the last couple of years. Now, you have this guy from Brazil, which is making a Steam group, and he's basically saying, this consultancy company, which has been in the news lately, have been responsible for working at these games. So if you like these games, like now you can buy them. But if you don't like these games, you should stay away from them. And immediately, the person at the company used his fat cock and right on the Brazilian, and he said, you need to flag his account, you need to take down his Steam advocacy group, and you need to take down his Steam account as well, because if we take his games, that will teach him a lesson. And the internet at that point lost it. The internet was like, who the fuck are these people anyway? Why do they behave like this? Why do they harass one of us? And notice how the journalists, they never call out harassment. They never say, hey, game developers, maybe you should stop harassing the customers. They never do that, It's only from our place that we see so many other people going like, hey, gamers, don't harass people. I saw a short fat otaku saying it. Even the Brazilian Steam curator guy was saying it. Like, everyone's like, hey, don't harass. When is the last time you heard a journalist encouraging other journalists not to harass? When is it that the journalists encourage game developers or people from the industry to stop harassing? Because it happens all the fucking time. I mean, you can go on Twitter and you can see Ben Kuchera back in the day found a guy that he disagreed with video games and was encouraging people that follow him to call this guy's employer so that they can get him fired from his company. It happens almost all the time. You get game journalists like threatening people, harassing people. They don't call each other out. Never. I have never seen them call each other out. Why is that though, huh? Let me know what you guys think. As usual, I will see you in the comment section. And if you want to support this channel, there's a link into the pinned comment. It takes you to my Patreon or Subscribe Star. And if you guys donate there, you're going to get the best buyer's remorse on the internet. Take care.